Hey there, Amanda here, and welcome back to my author's journey. Before we dive in, I want to reflect on what we've previously covered in my author's journey. If you're new to this playlist, I encourage you to go back and start watching the videos from the beginning for a fuller understanding before continuing here. Also, be sure to visit myauthor'sjourney.com and subscribe to receive more tips about the writing, publishing, and book launch process as I share what's happening with my own projects along the way. So far, we've talked about the importance of examining your motives for becoming an author to determine if it's the right path for you, then how to leverage challenging thought processes to your advantage. We discussed setting yourself up for success so that you can show up to do the work of writing consistently and fully embracing, even celebrating, criticism to produce your very best work. This video builds on each of these concepts as we explore how to unleash your potential through continuous development in writing and publishing. Keep in mind that my author's journey videos are not exhaustive of every detail of every option on the market. These comments reflect what I've personally learned over the course of the last decade and are not meant to provide you with professional legal or financial advice. My intention is to share as much value with you I've gleaned from my own experience in bite-sized chunks and to help demystify some of the process if you're interested in becoming an author. While I do engage editors for my business and book projects, the words in my author's journey are 100% unedited, straight from me in all its imperfection, on purpose, so you can see your dream is possible starting as you are today. You don't need a degree in journalism, natural talent, or the birthright of a silver spoon. All you truly need to begin on this path is something to say, the gumption and grit to work at it long enough to see it through. My hope is to serve you in the beginnings of a greater exploration on your personal journey to provoke some deeper thought and spark inspired action. Now let's dive in and unleash some potential. There are unlimited ways to develop your writing skills. Everything from writing workshops, online courses, community education, blogs, online communities, and more. If you're serious about becoming an author, ready to face the work full on and go all in, I strongly recommend you, at minimum, hire a coach, find an accountability or writing buddy, and engage a successful author in your field to be a mentor so you can ask what they've learned and recommend for your next steps. As an additional support to this process, author meetup groups can provide ongoing accountability, help you find a compatible writing partner, and offer more opportunities to be exposed to successful authors in a dynamic range of genres so you can prospect potential mentors. Word to the wise, don't solicit a mentor if you're not yet writing or intend to see the process through to completion. Some mentors are great to work with on a short-term basis, while others will generously commit their time and energy to see your work to the proverbial finish line. That being said, do not waste their time if you're not committed. Wait to engage a mentor until you know with certainty you will honor the effort and meeting time required. You don't want to start your author's journey with the reputation of being a flake, because that will hurt you both now and later when you're truly ready to proceed. Once word gets around the author community about you and a less than desirable personal brand, successful people won't want to be associated with you as you present as more of a liability and not someone that they wish to invest in. I invite you to discover the art of positive replacement in your day-to-day activities. Instead of binge watching a series on Netflix, reach for a new book and read it aloud. How do the words feel on your tongue, crossing your lips, resonating in your nasal chamber? Write it down. When you come across a word you don't recognize or use daily, look it up in a paperback or a hardcover dictionary, then journey through the word's history and usage along with other words that jump out on the page. Instead of reaching for the thesaurus, engage your mind with riddles, word puzzles, Sudoku, or conjugating verbs in a foreign language. Restrict yourself from using overused words like awesome, good, cool, and the like. If you have the game taboo at home, use the buzzer as a pattern interrupt when these words are used or heard, and then replace the offender instantly in conversation. Use writing prompts. Buy a newspaper and mark it up, noticing parts of speech and the subtle patterns in each section. Do the same with a magazine in a niche you normally wouldn't read. What differences in writing styles do you notice that others may not? Explore wines, beer, liqueur, coffee, chocolate, herbs, spices, and new cuisine from all around the world in slow motion. And use a flavor wheel to take your senses and descriptions to new heights. You can easily find a flavor wheel online or in tasting kits from specialty food shops. Play Mad Libs with your writer friends and pick a theme to level up your game. When you're alone, play around with word emphasis in a variety of sentences like some deranged actor with an inferiority complex. It doesn't take much time. You can even do it while showering and read the back of a shampoo bottle. If you're wondering if syllables are safe in the shower, I'll say yes with some words of caution. Slippery when wet, slippery when wet, or slippery when wet. Are you picking up what I'm setting down? Terrific. Eavesdrop on strangers' conversations in public and people watch for inspiration. What would someone from 200 years ago say to describe what they see to make sense of it? Experience a different faith's worship, church, synagogue, or temple service and enjoy conversation with its members, asking more questions than sharing your own beliefs. Do the same with other political parties. Become a social scientist in your own community with an insatiable appetite for discovery. Place word magnets on your refrigerator for you and your housemates to play at constructing sentences one word at a time. Watch improv shows to do similar games like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Or better yet, enroll and participate in an improv class. Another great resource to develop your writing potential early on is in the form of a talented freelancer whom you can find and hire on Upwork, Fiverr, or at a local post-secondary education institution. Teachers, professors, and grad students who specialize in the more formal side of written work are prime examples of qualified freelancers who can support you with editing. As you work to develop your writing abilities and practice, don't underestimate the power of reading great books in and out of your genre as well. Please be careful not to put yourself in a tricky position where you might plagiarize accidentally and certainly not intentionally. When it comes to the subject of publishing, there are more options than ever to consider. Self-publishing, traditional publishing, and hybrids of the two broadly range in between. You'll want to determine what your own wants and needs are to decide which route is best for your unique situation. I highly recommend doing your own research on the differences between options available to you. While I do plan to provide a general overview of the differences in a future video, the publishing world is constantly changing, and opinions outnumber the variety of options available. Do the do, which is to say your due diligence. Verify the information source and speak with others who have fully gone through the avenues which most appeal to you before signing anything. Choose carefully the resources you take seriously, as scams are an ongoing reality we face, and not all blogs, articles, advertorials, or websites are legitimate stepping stones to achieving your dreams. Beware the coach or program who promises bestseller status or entrepreneur pay-to-play schemes for the as seen on logos of well-known news and media outlets. Some of these done-for-you and get-rich-quick gimmicks are alluring, no doubt. They make it seem like the best and quickest way to fortune and fame is through their high-profile shortcut. You may be lucky enough to get a short surge in publicity, sales, likes, or follows, but quickly seen success quickly fails. There are no shortcuts to success, and you can be sure whatever you think is gained is a house of cards easy to fall. The most successful people surround themselves with other successful people to help along the way. Don't discount the value of the lessons learned on the upward climb to your dream. Once you find the way, you can replicate the process as many times as you'd like and help others do the same. So focus your efforts on the fundamentals of publishing and publicity instead of throwing your hard-earned money at anything which promises a fast-track outcome. There are trustworthy methods, programs, and publishing workshops to help you move through the publishing process with more ease, but they focus on the creation and the project work, not guarantee book ranking or bestseller status. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So read the terms and conditions, all fine print, and have your trusted lawyer take a look at any big deals, which is to say, anything promising results you can't afford to lose if it isn't legitimate, doesn't work out as advertised, or assumes ownership of the legal rights to your intellectual property. For any percentage. In the wise words of Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. You might notice that most, if not all, of the work I produce, whether in my business, podcasts, books, programs, and here on my author's journey, include both subtle and direct calls to action when it comes to personal development. Whether you are a writer or not, consistently investing in your own development stacks the proverbial deck in your favor when it comes to achieving your goals and making a lasting impact. It's important to honor the process of your work because it's producing far more than the published work or tangible creation. You're simultaneously developing the necessary grit, perseverance, discipline, integrity, and follow-through to build yourself as well as the thing. You're improving your teamwork, time management, productivity, priorities, focus and learning abilities, and patience while clarifying your message. You're taking a structured approach to building something lasting while increasing self-awareness about areas to heal and develop. You're getting better at trusting your intuition, loving humankind, knowing yourself, connecting with others in service, surrendering to the process, contributing to your community, and expanding your perspective as you express yourself creatively. This process is not for the faint of heart, but by taking it on, you can see that there's so much to gain outside of the title author. I'm honored we share this path as we continue to explore and grow in writing and life. Thanks so much for joining me here. I'll see you next time on my author's journey, and in the meantime, check out my podcast, The Goal Next Door, where you get out of your head and create real connection anywhere, starting with intentional development within. Bye for now.